minutes.
Thank goodness they haven't got any buttons.
The future's going to be called the Mal... No.
Hurry up, say something.
I had a little malfeasance in my throat and I was clearing it. Clement, the subject is what makes me fall about laughing. And there are 60 seconds starting now.
One hardly needs 60 seconds to describe what makes me falling about laughing, because in a word...
Barry Crouch.
What makes me falling about laughing?
Yes. You're going to go on grammar again, are you?
Grammar again.
A slender thread.
It also wasn't the subject on the card, so I think you've got a very good point there, Barry. And there are 53 seconds on what makes me fall about laughing, starting now.
Tommy Cooper makes me fall about laughing with his fez, his feet, his face, his...
Kenneth Williams.
Three hisses.
Three hisses, yes.
Quite right.
Yes.
Quite
and
right.
So, Kenneth, you have the subject with 46 seconds left. What makes me fall about laughing, starting now?
It is unquestionably Frankie Howard. I remember him talking about going down to Chequers. And he said, I was trying to get in there to see Macmillan, you know, the lovely spread he's got there. Beautiful place. Goes with the job, of course. And he wouldn't come up shouting through the letterbox, but he never appeared. And I thought it conjured up this wonderful picture. Of course.
Elaine Stritch, you've challenged.
I can't hear you. Or understands you, Kenneth. I really can. And I think it is a cheat. I meant to say something about Kenneth. He has a wonderful gimmick on this show.
Oh, yes.
Well, you see, he makes one word into a 3-act play. And I think it's the greatest gimmick. And you can't challenge him on it, but that I just take. I don't mean to be unkind or anything, but I just couldn't hear.
Oh, don't worry. Don't be inhibited. Everybody is in this show.
But I'll get used to it if I'm asked back.
But he did repeat the word there, which
Oh, well, that has nothing to do with it.
It has everything to do with it.
You can't help her.
No, you can't help her. She's so noble, isn't she?
I know, it's truthful.
No, we don't like that, and I couldn't understand him, and I don't think that's fair.
But Elaine, he did repeat the word there 3 times.
Well, yeah, of course, that we all know.
So therefore, you have a correct challenge, and you get a point for that.
What are we talking about?
I'm going to tell you in a moment. You have 26 seconds to try and talk on the subject of what makes me fall about laughing, starting now.
Well, I'm going to agree with Barry Cryer. I don't think I can ever remember in all the times that I've lived in America or in this country of ever laughing at a comedian like Tommy Cooper. One night I was sitting alone in my room at the hotel, and I was watching a television show, and I think one of the strangest things in the world is to laugh when you're all alone, out loud. I think it really is a example of really thinking something is funny. So I'm watching Tommy Cooper, and he said, I was sitting in a dentist's office the other day, and he said, I was reading a magazine, and the dentist told me that the secretary of the dentist, nobody's challenging me. So.
You're welcome.
I almost challenged myself. I said, I couldn't believe it.
People have been known to do that and get points for it, actually. But Elaine, you kept going magnificently for about an hour and a half, and you fully deserve the point for...
Well, anyway, I've got to tell you what Tommy Cooper said.
Oh, yes.
He said, and all that business. And then he said, I was sitting in the dentist's office the other day. And then he said, I had to wait 2 hours. And then there was a long pause, and then he said, isn't that terrible about the Titanic? I don't know, that takes a lot of explanation. But have you ever read the magazines in a dentist's office? They're old. But anyway, I know. And that's what makes me fall about laughing as opposed to this show.
Yes. Elaine, you get a point for speaking when the whistle should have been blown by Messiter.
But I
You
won.
also get a point for sportingness.
Right.
For being such a great sport, which the audience show their appreciation. And you are now... You might be surprised to hear that you're now in the lead. alongside Barry Crown and Clement Freud. And Kenneth Williams isn't far behind, which is a dangerous position for him to be. Elaine, it's your turn to begin. And
it's my turn to... Now I'm going to get boring. I can feel it.
Elaine, the subject is keeping my figure. And you have 60 seconds starting now.
I think keeping your figure is very important, both...
Clement Freud is challenged.
It's keeping my figure.
It doesn't matter. She can still say keeping your figure and go on the subject. She doesn't have to say keeping my figure. Start off with the words on the card.
Direct deviation of the subject.
You cad.
You can't be so generous and ungallant.
We were very
I got 2 laughs and you're mad at me. I just don't understand.
You got more than 2, Elaine. And you got another point for an incorrect challenge. And it's so mean you've only been going for 2 seconds. You have 58 seconds to continue on keeping my figure starting now.
Is, I think, the most important thing in the world. Not only for a woman like myself, but for men. When I was growing up, I think it was one of the most important things in the world to me to be thin. I was almost to the point of anorexia because I wanted to be an actress, and I thought that all actresses had to be very, very thin because someone told me once that when you went on the screen, you put on 10 pounds automatically, whether you weighed more than that or whether you didn't. And so don't do this to me again because I'm telling you... If I don't play one shot at this guy... I don't want to deviate either. I want to stay right on the subject. And when I really found out the absolute causes for putting on weight, they really began to bore me as I got older because I used to be a very extreme human being in everything that I did. When I liked something, I would eat too much of it. When I liked something to drink, I would eat... I'm repeating myself all over the place. But it's a terribly interesting point, and I don't care, you see.